Greetings! Welcome back to SmartWatch Ticks. Looky, looky! We have got something fun to unwrap today, and I'm going to tell you something. You know, I haven't been a big fan of watch bands, bracelets, things. I'm a SmartWatch channel. But when you get something as incredible as the Very Fit Pro thing here that does all sorts of stuff, well, you just gotta review it. You really do. I mean, I'm blown away by what I read about this and what it could possibly do. So before we unbox it, I'm gonna show you a little bit about it. You ready for this? It's from the Makibes Official Store. Yeah, we're working directly with the manufacturer on the ID107 Plus HR Smart Band. In their AliExpress online store, you're looking at $25, maybe less if I can get a discount for you. And of course, there's a link down in the show notes to This is the kind of thing you just throw $25 at because it's fun. Let me show you what I mean. Excellent features. Okay, we got to go through these kind of one by one. It's got 24-hour real-time heart rate monitoring in it. It's got multi-sport tracking, folks. Connected GPSI cardiopulmonary fitness level, guided breathing. You know that thing on the Apple Watch? Breathe in, breathe out. I love that stuff. Zen. Multiple display switching. Got a tiny little OLED full touch screen and 5 different colors available. Now, check out the different features that are available here and a little more detail about each one of these. Actual connected mobile GPS, $25. Timeline recording. You can slide the screen to view the movement timeline. Okay. Heart rate monitoring. Cardiopulmonary fitness level. Do aerobic exercise regularly to enhance the endurance of the heart and lung. Set the heart rate zone well to do aerobic exercise. Then the effect will be better. I think they mean the effect. The guided breathing, and I understand this can kick in to cause you to go into longer, deeper breathing when you move up in your aerobic zone. Automatic sleep monitoring, call alerts, support information. You can have at least 5 different messages, the last 5 on the screen. And you can define your own clock display and a bunch of more features. In terms of overall specs, I've printed out this page for you. Yes, I'm one of the diehards that still uses paper, but I use it sparingly and I still have ink in the cartridge, so that's the way we do it. Let's open it up. Let's see what's inside. I really am excited about this one. It's definitely different. Now, first thing you notice is there's no charging cable. And the first time this happened to me, I really freaked out. I thought, oh no, you know how hard it is to come by these custom charging cables. I thought, I'm going to have to send this thing back. Well, hold on. Keep watching. We're not done yet. Let's look at the manual. Heart Rate Smartwatch Band user guide for this thing. There's the app that you download, and it's a new one. We haven't played with Very Fit Pro before, so we get to check out a new app. A lot of times these bands and bracelets link to one of about 3 different types of tethering apps, and this is new. And that always means, well, maybe more features that we haven't seen before. Okay, lots of step-by-step English instructions there. Haha, and it continues. Yay. Okay, won't go into details here. And if I miss anything in the review, because there's a lot to do in this review, then hopefully what I missed you'll catch here in the manual. Did I get I got both those pages? I hope so. I do it quickly, so I know you can freeze frame it if you want to and read it in detail. That's one of the nice features of YouTube. All right. So I was telling you about how challenging it can be if you don't have the charger. And I got really surprised one time when I found out there isn't a charger cable because it's self-contained. Look at this little thing. Let's peel it off, the cover, the colorful cover that tells you what it's going to look like when you turn it on. Oh, and it's already on. Wow. I've even got steps on it. That must be the UPS guy. How do I do this? Press and hold? Double tap? Anyway, it came on for a second. Okay, so I got a little cover there. Now, watch this. Nothing up my sleeve. I don't even wear sleeves, all right? Okay, I did this in my dreams. I'm going to do it here live. Let's pull this off too. The cover over the heart rate sensor. It's got the two diodes. You can see them there and the sensor in the middle. Okay. Uh-huh. You see the one that opens up a little bit? Watch this. Watch this now. I do that, and I wiggle it. And the module itself has a built-in USB charger. Wow. Wow. Yeah, we are going to have fun with this one. Let me stick it in, charge it up, pull it out, put it back, and we're going to review it. Not like that. Well, for you, it's going to be like that. For me, I got to wear this thing for 3 or 4 days. So you'll be seeing this review soon once I collect some data, download the app, learn how to use it, and show it to you. Okay, it's now time. Wow, this band, it really does a lot. First of all, it's got the twist to display the time, but that's not really what you normally see. When you swipe it, you come up with this display, or one of 4 others that are changeable. When you tap it, you come into the blood pressure reading zone, and it'll start reading your blood pressure. Unless you tap it again, in which case it'll show you today's steps, which I haven't done any today, but I got some evidence from yesterday. Once again, slide to bring it on. Your steps, then it calculates your calories burned, and then your miles walked, and then the time in minutes that you've been in your zone, in your training zone. Very nice. Okay. And then it comes back to this display. Now, if instead of tapping it, you swipe it and swipe it again in any direction, up or down, you get into all of these possibilities. Okay, let's take a look at those. Let's go first into training. When you tap on training now, you have all these different types of training available to you. And how do I get into these? Tap it again, I guess. Walking, running, bike, hike, climbing, workout, treadmill, and yoga. But wait, there's more. When we get to the app, you can actually trade those out for a dozen other ones, like basketball, badminton, I think. There's a whole variety of them. We'll check that in the app. And then tap again to cycle through these. So you pick on one of these, like let's say running or walking, and you tap the play button. And theoretically now, this is tied in with your tethered phone app, and you can begin your walking or running or whichever of these styles of exercise you want, and it'll tie in with the phone to do the tracking and the GPS and everything. Okay? That was from swiping, and that's all about training. Relax. This is that cool feature that when you tap it, it will let you breathe. It's going to have you inhale, and when it does its 5 seconds, there's a tiny little vibration in your arm. It holds it for 2 seconds, vibrates again, and then lets you exhale, at which point it vibrated once, filling up again, vibrated just then, vibrated again, and it's exhaling. So you can wear this, go into this mode, not even look at it. You know you're at the top of your inhale when there's the 2 back-to-back little beeps or vibrations, and you're at the bottom of your exhale when there's only 1. And of course, you can watch the image on your watch if you want to as well. It'll do this for 5 repetitions, and then it stops. But it gives you the option to continue if you want by tapping a button that lets you go into another set of 5 inhale exhales. Okay, I think we're just about there. Let's see what it does. Good job, it says. Check mark, you're done. Play button starts it over again. Now, another feature about this I haven't been able to test out, but if you go into the training mode and you're doing an aerobic activity and you get up into a high breath rate, high heart rate, high exercise rate, it's supposed to automatically, see, it's also doing your heart rate thing. It's supposed to automatically switch into this, and you'll feel the vibrations, which is to encourage you to slow down your breathing, to have your breath be deeper so that your exercise can be fuller. Like I said, I haven't gotten all the way into that, but that's a feature that's discussed that it's supposed to be part of this watch. Okay, hit the button to come back. Hit the check mark or the button to come back. So we had the training. We have the relax mode. Here we have messages. I don't have any, but if you had any messages, they would be available to you when you touch it, and you can read them on the screen. It's actually showing you your messages as pushed to you from your phone. Pretty sophisticated little band, isn't it? Always wants me to go to the more. I have to go up. So training, relax, messages. This is weather, but I haven't been able to connect to the server. This, of course, requires you to be tied into the app. It feeds the weather data from the app, who's picking it up over the internet, to the watch, and you'll have your weather data there, if you can get it to work. That hasn't worked for me, but when you look at the description and the pictures of the write-up about this over at the Makibes AliExpress store, you'll be able to see what those pictures look like. Finally, now we're to the more. We're going to tap in here. We have 4 pages of things. That page, that page, that page, and that page. It starts out here with this one, where you can go into Do Not Disturb mode, and at night, that will set everything up so you're not going to be interrupted if you get messages coming in and you're still tethered to your phone. That's the Do Not Disturb. This one here is a stopwatch, which I can start, and it's a logging stopwatch. It just runs for you in the background. You hit it to pause it and reset it and come out of it. The camera icon is to create a remote camera capability here where you can use this to trigger taking a picture with the tethering app on your phone. And of course, we haven't gotten into the app yet, so we're not going to be able to show you that one. Here's the fun one. This is where you can change the different displays that show up on the screen as your basic watch face. So I swipe down, go into more, swipe up, go into here, swipe up, and I'm at number 2. And that's what the second one looks like. It's an analog watch, kind of tiny, but there you go. And it's got the date down at the bottom. Swipe here, swipe there. Here's the third one. It's basically just the date, the time and the date. Okay. Swipe, touch, swipe. You can see I don't play a musical instrument, or I'd have this down like right away, right? That one's kind of cool. That's the one they use a lot in their reference pictures, right? It's that one, which has the weather, if it were working, AM, PM, the time, and a picture of a little mountain there. Kind of a cute little display. And we have one more, I believe, number 5 of 5. Gives us the hour with a little dot. If you can figure that out, it's like 11, right? And then the minutes in a circle. The battery power strength, which is nice to see. The Bluetooth trying to acquire, and the date. All right. However, my favorite is the very first one. So I'm going to go back to that one and select it. because it has all that stuff too, and basically just a nice display for the time. It's easy to see when you're out and about. Okay, that was in more. Those are the first three, and that was the first one here. When you touch this one, this is the one that lets you turn on and off that twist to see the original face, and only that original face. It doesn't bring up the big one until you swipe it, but you can have it turn to twist. If you want to save battery, you can turn that off. And this one lets you set an alarm, and I've had an alarm set for 9 a.m. Monday through Friday, and it's working great. Okay, the next page has this one where you can turn on or off the automatic heart rate system. So if you want to preserve and only take your heart rate when you do it manually, you can turn that off right there, and it won't be trying to read your heart rate in real time. And when you see on the app, we have that turned on and we have this thing tethered, you can actually watch your real-time heart rate on the phone while you're wearing the watch. Pretty cool. Okay, and then here's Bluetooth, where we physically turn on or off the Bluetooth signal from the watch. So if you're just going to use it as a watch, you're not going to tether, you want to go out and get as much life as possible, you can turn your Bluetooth off as well. And that's the next to the last page. Here's the last one. This will turn the power off. You have the choice of exiting out of that or turning the power off. Here is your settings for the language that you want. Okay, Chinese or English it looks like. And your time and date, you can set your time 12 or 24 hour, and you can set it automatically, which we have it set up for, or set it manually, I guess. It says it's set for automatic. And then your units, you can change to kilometers or miles. All that from the watch itself, not from the app, although I think the settings on some, if not all of this, are over on the app as well, so you could probably do it from either place. Okay, and then this one is the find your phone, so that if you've left your phone somewhere, you can make it make noise. That's that anti-lost stuff. And of course, we're not tethered, so it's not doing anything. And that's the last one of these. So we've looked at those, right? Just to make sure. The do not disturb, the stopwatch, the remote camera, the watch faces, the wake and the alarms, the heart rate. This is the one I missed on here. This is AM 7 o'clock, total sleep. This is my sleep results from last night. 8 hours and 9 minutes total sleep. And it only tracks last night's. So you're not getting any information beyond that. But that's pretty good if you want to just see the next day what your last night's sleep was like and you wear this thing all the time. And, whoops, always goes back to the beginning. And Bluetooth we looked at, and then the power off, the settings, and the anti-loss. And that's everything with more, and that's the last one. So we've looked at all the training options. We've played with the relax. We've seen that you can receive messages. Weather would show up here if it were working. And then more, we just went through all of those. So that's everything that happens on the band itself. So let's bring up the app now. Now the app we'll be using is called Very Fit Pro. You can download this from the Play Store and give you an idea of what it does, what it looks like. Here you go. I reinstalled it from the very beginning so you can see the opening screens because it's pretty interesting. A lot of nice graphics and design here. So it wants me to select a device and tie it in with the band, and there the band is showing up on here. Let's refresh it just to make sure. And select it, and then we find the device. Now sometimes it has trouble doing that, and this time it got it right away. That's great. Now watch this. You get to select your gender, and then you get to select your birth year. Let's just pick a nice random one. 1980? Sure. Unit selection, we'll go with inch. Confirm. Now you select your height. Isn't this a nice user interface? This is great. Let's pick it around there. Pick our weight. What do you want to be? 165? All right. And your sports target. How many steps do you want to put down as your target? 7,000? 7,100? And your sleep time, 8 hours? What would you like? What do you normally sleep? 7 hours? 7 hours and 10 minutes? Okay. Boom, all your parameters are set now. Now notice it's synchronizing. It's bringing in the data that I have on the band over time. There it goes, it's kicking in. And it should give us all of the data for today, for sure. And that'll show up here on this first page in this Managing tab. So it shows that today I've walked 127 steps. Is that for real? Let's see. Yeah, 127 steps. 0 calories burned, 0.06 miles, and 5 minutes of activity duration. So what's on the band is matched now in the app, and you have it right here. And as I scroll down, it also brought over last night's sleep report. So it says that last night I was awake for just a little bit. See the white zone there? 11 minutes total, front and back. And spent an hour and 2 minutes in deep sleep, but there was a lot of light sleep. Almost 7 hours of light sleep. Maybe that's why I'm a little tired this morning. I guess that's me flip-flopping around, and the watch notices when that's happening versus the deep sleep. And it gives me that information, which is what we saw when we went into that panel here that gave me the total of my sleep time. And what is that total? 8 hours and 9 minutes. And that shows up right here on the center panel. And then the third one is your heart rate. If I had it on and had it all set up, it would be doing live real-time heart rate reading right there in the middle. But it is showing me my resting heart rate at 68 with an average heart rate, it says, of 59 and a maximum of 102 for the duration of the time that it accumulated that. And those are the 3 tabs that we have under the main page. Now, up here, this is for today. I can come in here and select other days, which are not showing up. It only brought in today because I just reinstalled the app. So I'm going to switch over to a different piece that I recorded for this before I uninstalled and reinstalled the app that's going to show you all of the historical data that was in there. All right, I get all of that when I'm on the day, which is today, which would show me all of my calories and things. So I have to switch to a different day to show you that, like yesterday. And tiny little 5 calories miles. I only walked 862 steps. Not a whole lot of overall detail here, which is kind of unfortunate. And it's only today snapshot in full, unless you go back here and switch it to different days. However, when you go into the devil is in the details, you can get a weekly synopsis of your activity. That's steps walked over the days of the week. Your sleep information. Here's the one sleep that I've got from last night that's showing up on the sleep chart. And then you got your heart rate overall averages, I presume, the average heart rate with a maximum and minimum plotted on a chart day by day. So if you're in some sort of a situation where you need to work on lowering your pulse, you have a lot of stress in your life and they want you to get your pulse rate down or whatever, you have a nice daily accumulation of information for the week. You have the daily scrunched up to show you for the whole month, and you have it all really scrunched up to show you the 12 months of the year, all right? Of your average heart rate. Same thing for sleep, same thing for overall activity. So that kind of information on a weekly, monthly, or yearly spectrum is available to see here when you're on the details. So here's your daily report. Here's your snapshot by week, month, or day. Come back to that. Here's the device, and this is where you can set up the device. This is a universal app, I presume, that works with multiple devices, and I have it tethered right now to this particular device. So when we go into call alert, you can turn that on, and the device will vibrate for 5 seconds to notify you of an incoming call. You can set the total number of seconds you want the vibration to extend for from 3 to 30. All right? You hit the check mark, and that sends it to the band. So now that's programmed in the band, and you won't need to be tethered or have the phone with you. Well, you would for this case because it's a call notification. So when the call alert comes in, it would start vibrating the band. But some of these other ones that you don't need the tethering for, when it's programmed in here, it's in there. Sedentary alert, for example, I can turn that on and remind after 15 minutes without movement. So if I haven't moved for somewhere between 15 and 180 minutes, and I'm going to set that up to 75 minutes on everything except the weekends, between 8 in the morning and 6 o'clock at night, now it's programming it over, and the watch will vibrate if I'm still for 75 minutes, sedentary alarm. Here's your overall basic alarm. If you want to add an alarm, I have one set already. It looks like for 7:30 a.m. I'm going to change that. That's a little early. Change the time to 9 o'clock. That's what I typically like to set it for. There we go. 9 o'clock a.m. Check mark that. And now that alarm is set. And I could set other alarms if I wanted to as well. And you can check that on the band when you go into that alarm section. We looked at that, and that's where that alarm would be set. SMS is a misspelling there. And we can turn that on. These are all the different notification things, and we have to give access to VeryFit Pro in order for it to allow moving push notification from the phone to the app, which will push it to the band. And these are all the other things. You can do calendar, email, and SMS notifications, and all of these types of apps, the WhatsApp, the Facebook, the Twitter, and all of these other things. So you have options to receive push notifications from any of these, and from looking at the information on it, you actually get the text of your text messages. And perhaps some of these other ones, you can actually read them on the screen. You can't reply, but you can actually see them there. So we'll leave that. Turn on a calendar notification maybe. And email notifications. So anytime I get an email in, I'll get a notice on the watch that it's coming in. That's pretty fun. Again, you have to be tethered for that. This is not a standalone. It's not picking that up off of the air. Music control is off, but you can turn that on. And you can pick which music player you want to use. So when you press the button, it will play through that particular music player. So you're controlling the music on the phone from the band when you have that on. The camera lets us go into the camera mode, and notice the band went right away into here. So I'm going to wiggle this, and I'm going to do that, touch it, slide it. Well, I'm not getting it to do anything. Supposed to act as a remote trigger for us. Oh, there it is. I had to do it a little more solid. You hear the click? Watch the movement now. If it stops, there, you see that? Okay, so it took a picture, and it stored the picture here on the phone itself. So you're just using it as a remote trigger. That's the camera working. Heart rate detection is set for automatic, or you can do it for manual. And when it's in automatic, it's going to do it periodically. And wrist sense. This is the ability to twist the band and have it come up with the time or not. You want to turn that off at night, you can just simply disconnect it, and now it won't be doing it anymore. Or you turn it on, and it should do it. There you go. Yay, for once it's actually working for me. I love it. I'm always worried. That's everything you've got for managing the device, and then the final tab is User, which is where you can log in, register with the system. You can see your ranking amongst others that use this system, I guess. You can set, again, your target, sleep time, and sport target here that we saw at the very beginning, and then all of your info as well, your username, birth date, all the things that we adjusted right at the very beginning you have access to modify if you want to. And then there's your overall system settings. We're in inches, starting the day of the week on a Sunday, the app version, and feedback if you want to leave it for the folks. So it's a pretty, and look at this. You can actually interface with Google Fit. So if you're a Google Fit user and you want the data from your band to be able to transfer through the app to Google Fit for later use, then you can do that. And that's it. The device information, your grand details by week and month and day, and your overall information for today. So let's summarize. We are looking at a fitness band of sorts here that has a lot of different screens that you can select from. It has the ability to monitor your heart rate constantly or individually. You have a lot of different things that you can do. There's a music player now that we've turned it on. You can bring up the music and play the music that's on your phone directly. You've got weather data. When it's working, it'll bring in and show you the current weather outside, your messages, the relaxing app that lets you breathe in and breathe out, and a whole variety of different training options that you can go through. And I mentioned to you that we have many of these different ones on the app that can be added here that you don't see directly. Now there, basketball came up because I reinstalled the app. We're seeing different ones now than we saw the very first time because I'd modified some of them. Let's see if I can show you that in the app. On the device tab, when we got down here, I didn't scroll up. Wait, there's more. Also a equipment upgrade check. You can go in and see if you're on the correct version. Guess we are. Go into more, and here's where we have the other things that you can turn on. The weather forecast, the anti-loss device, and the find the phone device. You can set your heart rate zones, do not disturb, and reboot it. Now, to set the heart rate zones, you go in here, and it's showing you based on the age and information that you put in what your particular range should be. However, you can turn this on here, and you can adjust your custom heart rate zone. If for some reason you need it to be a lot lower, like say 140, you can confirm and you see that jumped and now it's set at 140. And that would then trigger the automatic breathing vibration that I was talking about. Activity mode. Here are all the different activities that are currently in here. And if I choose to add one, I can come over and you've got this great big list. I can add 0 more, so I have to turn something off. Like I'm going to turn badminton off so that I can turn, yoga on. And I'm going to turn basketball off and turn dancing on. So these are all the ones you can have. And if you don't think you're going to need fitness or treadmill or bicycling, there. You can have a smaller subset. And now these are the ones that are here, and these should be the ones that appear in our training list. Hiking, badminton. Well, it's still showing the old ones. Maybe I have to send it to it, huh? Activity mode. Nope, those are the ones. Okay, now it's got them. Just took a time to update, right? Dance and yoga and walking and running and hiking, and just a smaller subset, just the ones that are here. So that capability is here to set it and contour it the way you will use it for the different type of activities that you're looking at. Heart rate zones, do not disturb. We had that set in here. You can do it externally right from the app as well, as long as you're tethered. And rebooting the device will confirm that we will actually first sync the data, and then it's going to restart the band. So we're looking at a fitness band, the Makibes ID107 Plus Heart Rate Smart Band Bluetooth 4.0 device, successfully setting and restarting itself. Just vibrated. It's got the original restarted time. It's disconnected the Wi-Fi, I'm sure, from the whole thing. And then I got to go through and set it back up and connect it again to get back in. All right, this is almost out of power. Okay, I think they're telling me you're done with the review already. We are looking again at this device here. You can pick this up directly from the official Makibes store, the official store on AliExpress. I'll have a link to this in the show notes. You can go down and pick it up for about $25. Well worth it to give it a try. It's got lots of capability, and again, you charge it by snapping it out of the case like that and simply plugging that into the USB, and you get a long battery life. It looks like several days of use on this. Okay, it's readjusted the time. I guess it's reacquired everything. So we're back on live. You could even just carry it in your pocket if you want to. Thanks for watching, SmartWatch Ticks. We got more coming. And yeah, we appreciate your subscription too. It really helps. Take care.